So, Snoots and I are in Hampi. Now, Hampi is mentioned in most of like the Purans and the Hindu epics. This was once the second largest city in the world in the BCE era and in the first millennium, second only to Beijing. In I think 1569, it was the capital of a considerable Hindu empire, and that empire had essentially stalled the Delhi Sultanate, which was a Muslim sultanate up in the north, from rolling further down south, and it actually stemmed Islamic expansion into the south. However, as the Mughals came in, they formed large Islamic alliances and they destroyed this city. But it did still serve as a nucleus of Hindu resistance to Mongol, it was Mughal invasion, and meant they had to negotiate, not just conquer and reimpose their own religion. So it's an important site. We're going to be exploring it and the areas around. So, like so many ancient city ruins, the things that you won't see in D&D is most building isn't done in stone, it's done in wood. And when a city gets sacked, that all goes. And so do ceilings, which tend to be made out of wood. What remains tend to be pillars, raised flooring, and of course temple structures which are made of stone, and palace structures which are made of stone, and very often wells here, obviously, marketplaces often have stone limits, and monumental work. So we're going to be actually exploring some of the trails around these ruins, but also areas outside, which include things like the birthplace of the god Hanuman and all sorts of other places. It's supposed to be a very beautiful place to explore. I'm excited to see it. It was the big seller on this trip for me. I wanted to see Hampi because I'm a D&D player and I want to explore abandoned medieval cities, damn it. And this one promises to be pretty spectacular. So, we are pretty excited. He's very excited. We are going to have a good time and I'm going to walk you through as much of it as I can. So, let's see what we can find, shall we? So you come up into the hills here. Hello, cows. You can see spectacular walls. Little tiny shrines like this carved into boulders. Look at that terrain. And amongst the terrain, you start getting the Hindu temples. Now have a look at this, by the way.
Okay, everyone.
Local residents.
Yeah, just take shade, okay? Take shade over here.
It didn't work.
No one cares.
Look
at that. So this is the monkey god's temple. It's mentioned in the epics. This is where they got two monkey gods schemed to get Shiva's wife back. Spectacular.
it's too much, I'm telling you. That's why I like Hampi.
They're not mortared
We
walls.
stay here and we to cycle
just
around and see all like 30
perfectly joined.
But it's too much. These are the we call them flag mast or the statue where like they put the symbol of whosoever God is protected over. So this is devoted to Lord Rama. Over here that person they chant like the Hanuman Chalisa, or it's we Sundar Kand we say. It's one of the chapter of Ramayana, Sundar Kand, and now they are done, but the 24 by 7.
Monkeys all over the place, as you can see. Wow. It's out in the middle of nowhere, by the way. these towers. Here. Hello, you. Wow, look at that. Wow. Goes a long way back. Oh yes, I see some monkey god images. I'll make my way back up into there in a bit. Look at this shrine way up here, isn't that fun? On top of a boulder. It's carved straight into the living rock, that's great. By that, I despise monkeys, I loathe them. They're just vicious thieves. I actually have a fistful of rocks here for throwing at the bastards. Yeah, oh, there's some mortar in these rear walls, but I think that's repair work. Oop, up we go. Oh. More monkeys. It's alright, I've got more rocks. Oh, here we go. Wow. Oh, I see. This keeps going and going up the hill. That bottle, by the way, that water bottle, over there because a monkey's stolen it from someone. I just saved some poor lady's bag from being stolen. I mentioned how much I hate monkeys. Wow. The terrain has a slight roadrunner and coyote taste to it. Ooh. Aha. Yikes, look at that. Yeah, once again you can see how it's just slotted together. Fish images. So the great epics of India mention these places, which is why I'm rather excited to be in Hampi, because this is where so many of their stories take place. So this is a little bit like wandering through Troy. A similar sort of cloak of antiquity hangs upon it. My word, look at that. That's some interesting terrain you got there. Okay, more recent shrine. Someone's given it some whitewash and stucco, but yeah. My, look at that. Monolithic landscape, isn't it? Wow. Huh. Okay. So this is the temple of the monkey god outside of Hampi. Multiple builds on this site. I think the remaining originals here are 12th century, but you can see there's different layers up here. So these brick built ones, they are 14th century, the brick built courses. So the city of Hampi was all through this series of valleys. So you can see they're surrounded by these rocks, but if you have a look at these points, check it out, there's temple ruins atop each of these real high points. You can see others way off in the distance. So considerable presence here. This is what I came to today. Growing along the edges of fields. Just another one of these beautiful lizards. Hi. You are so beautiful. Go on the other side. Haha, I see you. This is the most beautiful terrain I think I've seen in India so far. You can see it's just exquisite. The whole area. So Hampi has a river running through it, explaining why you'd put a medieval city there. Very fertile soil. I notice it's black soil, so yeah, it's affluence pretty easily explained. You've got a irrigation laid in, communication laid in from the rivers, and this really rich soil. Monkeys everywhere, as you can see. That's why Mr. Snoots is locked up. Mr. Snoots is in his container. He doesn't come out when monkeys are around. But yeah, so haven't gotten to the main city ruins yet. Kind of saving that for tomorrow. We're exploring the peripheral temples and these just amazing rocks and villages. Just little villages everywhere, which are actually really colourful ones. Little shrines. I'm loving it. It's a really nice area. I'm loving these little lizards, by the way. Some quite handsome lizards running about. And more of these guys.